Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below. And make sure you turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. Trump attorney uncovers new unmasking docs showing Samantha Power actively worked with media to undermine Trump during transition. An attorney for Trump, Jay Sekulow, and his senior counsel, Carly Gamble, appeared in a Washington, D.C. federal court last week to find out when they will be receiving documents related to the Obama unmasking scandal. Now, the ACLJ, the American Center for Law and Justice, filed a FOIA lawsuit last summer, and they are just now beginning to receive those documents. Now, the ACLJ received heavily redacted emails from former U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, that show unprecedented unmasking and political bias in the final days of the Obama administration. Now, according to the ACLJ, the new documents show Samantha Power, who made over 260 unmasking requests to spy on the incoming administration, was also colluding with the mainstream media, blatantly insulting President-elect Trump, and actively sought ways to undermine the incoming administration. Another important thing to remember is that the Obama administration also changed the way intelligence is shared throughout the various agencies. Instead of only a few agencies sharing intel, Obama's evil administration at the last minute expanded it to all 16 intel agencies, which of course increases the chances of leaks to the media. Now, this is via the ACLJ. It says, the evidence we obtained show email chains to and between Power and her counselor, Nicholas Steinberg, just 3 days after the election, in which Power actively discusses an idea to seek maximum amplification of her politically biased messaging. Now, Steinberg first raised the idea of a useful and somewhat cathartic vessel to channel some post-Trump messages about who we are. Minutes later, Power responds, need to move out on 60 Minutes idea to seek maximum amplification. I can write Charlie or Bill Owens if he's still there. After a brief discussion ensued over who would reach out, later that evening, Steinberg sent Power a draft pitch email for her to send to 60 Minutes, yet the draft is completely redacted. Subsequently, he suggested doing the pitch to 60 Minutes or CBS Sunday Morning on the issues of refugees, stating with the hook being for the foreshadowing that Trump and company may try to undo all of this. Now, minutes later, Power sent an email to Bill Owens, the executive editor at 60 Minutes. We're still reeling here, as you might imagine. Notwithstanding this, Tuesday's results have given us an even greater sense of urgency to get our work done in our last few months. 70 good long days left. Now, in one of the more disturbing emails on December 14th, Steinberg replies to an email Power sent under the subject line, Tom Friedman today, see last para quote by Larry Diamond. Now, this email appears from the production to contain no other information. However, Steinberg's reply to Power contains a December 9th article from The Atlantic by Larry Diamond entitled Russia and the Threat to Liberal Democracy, which furthers a narrative questioning the legitimacy of the election. Now, his commentary with the article simply states, indeed, saw it and read Diamond's piece Monday when doing some research. It's a solid piece. Pasted it below and we'll have it added to your book. This occurred during the height of Power's unmasking and calls into question what research and book he was putting together for her. Now, 4 days later, on December 18th, Power replied to an interview request from Univision reporter Jorge Ramos, who had been repeatedly and publicly critical of the incoming president, with an underhanded snub. If we do something, we will make it good. PTSD in retreat. Trump has vanquished it. Let's see. Finally, and maybe most significantly, the day before she delivered that speech, again just 3 days before the inauguration, an email chain under the subject line, Russia speech 1 a.m. version, between Power, Rice, Rhodes, and others is almost completely redacted. The flurry of email activity occurs between 1:25 a.m. and 1:45 a.m. and demonstrates that the three key players in the unprecedented unmasking were literally working around the clock in the final days of the Obama administration. Then, just hours later, after the speech, in an email chain under the subject line Russia between Haley Sofer, Power's policy advisor, Steinberg, and Power, sent her as delivered remarks to two USUN listservs Now, however, each of these subsequent replies, including two from Power herself, are completely redacted. Further, and of critical importance, is that nothing in the unredacted portion of either email chain that day is responsive to our FOIA request. That means that something in those redacted email chains sent just 3 days before the presidential inauguration is responsive to our FOIA request. So what is the deep state hiding? Be sure to share, like, subscribe, and comment down below and tell me how you feel about this report. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Let's make America great again. Peace.